Welcome back to How Not to Be an Asshole, Season 3, Episode 23.
Kia ora, motherfuckers.
Dom's back from a retreat. He looks like a fashion designer now. So
I'm in a shitty little hotel room. And fucking when I booked it, they said, do you want a private bathroom? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. I'm not a fucking 12-year-old. And then the fucking bathroom's private, but it's across the hall. So, I don't know. I think the understanding of private and mine might be different.
Yeah. You know where they don't have very private bathrooms?
Where's that?
Prison. All the even the ones where they have like kind of separate cubicles, they're just concrete and the shower curtains are always ripped down. But then if you're in remand, you're in these small yards and there's just a shower this outside shower, which is where you really mostly shower. And it's like, and you can see everyone's faces while you're showering over the top of the kind of barrier that covers your body. It's kind of nice. Like, you can be social still.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like much fun.
But like, if you feel like you might have pissed someone off or someone's out to get you, it's like, oh, this would be the best time to get me because I'm naked.
And outside.
Yeah.
You hear that, Dan? It's lucky you got out of the meth game when you did. It could be you in that fucking shower.
Definitely.
Speaking of meth, Dom, we made a bonus episode.
Yeah, I saw that. I've heard from the people.
Yeah, did they say it was terrible?
A couple of people messaged me saying, what the fuck's going on? When are you back?
I don't believe that, but at the same time, listening back to it, I was like, I hate fucking depending on people, but I realize we kind of need you here.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm in Wellington now working on my play, which is a weird time. It's actually really emotional. I didn't think it would be.
What are the emotions?
Well, so it's about making art and being an artist and how no one, it's this weird thing which you guys know about, where you kind of get put on a pedestal, but then people treat you like you're a fucking joke at the same time. So I'm sort of exploring that, and I guess the emotional bit is the sort of third act, without giving too much away, is kind of like, because I'm just talking about my journey and being a rapper and being in punk bands and doing all that shit. But in the third act, I guess I start talking about everyone else and including all the other people that either, I was friends with or who I looked up to who, like that sort of world chewed them up and spat them out.
Yeah, right.
And when I get to that bit, I just fucking like twice now, I've just started crying, and it's like,
oh damn.
Yeah, which is, whatever, like it's fine to cry, but it's not, I don't know. And even right now, I'm actually still feeling super fucking emotional. So it's.
Are you mainly sad about what the music business did to Dan and myself?
I think you two got out relatively unscathed. Maybe not Dan, but
Fuck,
Dan lost a lot.
The play sounds exciting.
It's definitely the best thing that I've done, I reckon, or like at least like the most challenging for me as an artist. Like,
yeah,
because the director, because I was like, she's amazing, but I was like, I can't act, and she's like, yeah, that's cool, and he just totally makes me act.
Sick. I would be excited, but I'm never gonna get to fucking see it. So.
Oh, you will. I mean, so we're making this one, like the idea, is to be able to tour it and to make sure that everyone involved is people that I want to travel with or they want to travel with me. You know what I mean? So that it is portable. And so we're definitely, once the world stops ending, we'll be fucking taking it around the place.
Sick.
Because the last one got offered to get, but because they had the word vagina in the title, which, in 2020 you wouldn't think would be an issue, but turns out it is. The Melbourne Writers Festival were like, well, would you consider changing the name? And I was like, the fucking word vagina is not a like a derogatory term, you know what I mean? It's
the name of a body part,
and it's actually a really beautiful line. Like, that's why me and the director chose it. So for I guess the listeners that don't know, my first play was called "Your Heart Looks Like a Vagina," which, the me and the director chose it because it's what someone said to me when I was getting a echogram on my heart, and we thought, that's a beautiful line, we'll do it, and it just led to so much bullshit, and also
Yeah.
This one's good 45 cents an hour, so it won't be so problematic.
Some capitalists might fucking not like that.
Well, I'm going to get invited to any TED Talks.
You keep getting involved in projects that are thwarted by their offensive titles. From My Heart Looks Like a Vagina to Learn How to Write Good to Sex with Animals.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you once
This
did
podcast?
this podcast. You once did an album called "Give Me $2 and I'll Show You My Dick."
$5 actually.
Oh, $5.
And I made $15 off that.
Are you just changing the title to for inflation?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was $2. You're either doing it for inflation's sake or for your dignity.
Misspent youth, eh?
Yeah, it's good stuff. Hey, should we bring in the music here or what are we doing?
Dan, does it.
Oh wait. First.
Oh no, wait, Dan, don't play music.
Don't, Dan, stop.
Stop it, Dan.
He'd sprung to action. If
Those little fucking hands of yours away from the keyboard.
That reminds me, a friend during the week who listens to the podcast, she was like, "Oh, I've got a Patreon request." I was like, "Well, you need to go through the formal channels," and she couldn't be bothered because she was already having a conversation with me. But her request was that we like air a video version of the podcast, and I was like, "What for?" And she was like, I was listening to one, and you guys were talking about how Dan holds up cards saying like fuck you and stuff. I was like, he doesn't do that, and I think it kind of ruined heaps of the magic for her.
Well, you just ruined everyone's fucking magic now because you told everybody.
Yeah, that's who I am. I'm the anti
Man, you're not. See, you wouldn't do big in the theatre world because it's all about creating a world that you inhabit.
fuck I do.
Undermine the world.
There's so many reasons I do terrible in the theatre world. I fucking hate thespians.
It's true, you do hate thespians.
Okay, but before Dan rolls the music, oh shit, How Not to Be an Asshole is available on all platforms.
Oh, here we go.
I think most platforms.
Some platforms.
Yeah,
Available on the platform that you're listening to it on.
yeah. If you're listening to this on a platform, then it's probably on that one. I can safely say. We have a Patreon, so we don't have to do ads or try and instigate fights with Mike Hosking for promotion. You can sign up to the Patreon. We do bonus content there. And what else? That's about it, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we're nearly at 100 too. Very close. So damn close.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
Those photos I took of Dan showering coming out.
Thank you so much, patrons. We appreciate you. All right.
Hit it. Welcome back. A little bit older, a little bit uglier.
We couldn't get another producer, so Dan's back as well.
Look at this, Dan.
We can divulge all this now.
This is what Todd's been itching to get into.
I don't necessarily like him, but I respected him.
Well, everyone needs jewelry.
He's a maniac.
Further to him crippled.
This is an audio podcast, Dom.
Sure. What do you think, Dan? And we're back.
Dan's holding up a card saying,
What is that
you.
card? I can't see. Hold it closer, Dan. You guys suck. Oh, yeah. Dan up to his old tricks, eh? Been away for a week and nothing's changed. Not a damn thing.
A lot has changed, actually. Where are you? I don't recognize.
I'm in Wellington. I'm in the hotel room in Wellington.
Oh, I was wondering why you had that fucking weird background.
I just told you I was in a fucking hotel room.
Oh,
You think I
yeah,
was making it up?
kind of.
Very exciting lie.
Who's fucking paying for all this?
The taxpayer.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah. The
Nice.
sweet taxpayer. They've helped me with a lot of my harebrained schemes over the years.
Yeah, and look what they get in return. They're just like, we'd be able to tour this play you've funded, but I insisted on putting a swear word in the title.
Well, no, they didn't fucking fund that play. It's a new one. Now that I'm a man of letters.
Oh, I forgot that you got funding for this.
Yeah. So I get to
Brilliant.
stay in a hotel room that doesn't have a bathroom and drink this expensive beer.
You're kind of like, you're doing what Billy TK's doing somewhat. He's staying in real nice hotels and shit. And
I bet this hotel's got a bathroom connected to it.
well, he spent $5,000 at the Grand or something in Auckland.
Really?
Yeah.
I did look at some flash hotels. One that had a spa bath, but then I thought I'd just get depressed sitting in the spa bath with myself.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't do very good work either.
Nah. Spend the whole time masturbating, not writing anything. So,
Yeah.
I spent the week in a meditation retreat.
Yeah, I can tell because it seems like you got heaps to say.
Yeah, fucking meditating. Well, it's good because we don't have a pesky guest to fucking cutting us off with their fucking insights. Right. I invited, speaking of guests, I invited Mada to the play, and he said that he's going to come.
Oh, nice. Cool. I got some other guest updates as well. Dharma Rat Adam, he's been releasing some music. I think he's rolling out.
I thought about him a lot on the retreat because they talked about Dharma the whole time.
Oh, okay, yeah. I sent him that book, The Dharma Bums. I don't think he's read it because he hasn't said anything. And other former guest news, Kaya Spark, so they'd organised a debate on the environment or global warming or one of those things. Anyhow,
some shit.
Yeah, and she was quite looking forward to debating, and then the event got cancelled because only her and the Labour candidate wanted to have it. So
the National guy wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no one else was keen.
True. Yeah, so I was up at Te Moata, which is in Coromandel somewhere. It's in that little town which I can never remember the name of.
That was a smooth, anyway, about me segue.
Yeah, well, I wrote some shit that I wrote some talking points. I thought we were going to talk about the bloody fucking retreat.
Yeah, please, let's go. Let's hear it.
No, we don't have to. All right.
No.
No, it's too late now. I've given up.
Was Christina there?
Christina was there. We shared a cabin.
See, this is something that, like, whenever I hear of Christina being at meditation retreat, I can't imagine her behaving in that
No, she's a fucking maniac, man. Just like, I brought my drawing book, as the listeners, more astute listeners know, I've been practicing drawing with very varied results. And then she fucking kept taking the book and then just, it's like expensive fucking paper and then just writing notes, which most of them are just like sort of general abuse.
Oh, nice.
But it's at this place called Te Moata, and it's on like 350 hectares of native bush.
Oh wow!
It's fucking incredible. These waterfalls and so we went up there with all the Kindness Institute staff. So there's 5 of us up there, including Christine, who's only 18. So she came through, became an alumni, and now she's a paid staff member.
Oh, cool!
Which is fucking awesome. And then you just go there and silent meditation for fucking 7 days. But it's way more lax than Vipassana, which I know I've talked about on here. Like this one, you can make eye contact, you can read.
Oh, you're not supposed to look at people at Vipassana.
Vipassana, no eye contact, no reading, nothing.
Who enforces it? Like, what happens if you get caught having a look?
There's this guy dressed up as the Dalai Lama, except he has a massive stick that he whacks you with.
Let's fucking beat the shit out of you, Dan. No, well, I mean, like, it's... That side of it's not that hard because you don't know anyone there. When I went, I didn't know anyone or anything with Vipassana. But it's much nicer because you'd meditate, like we'd get up in the morning and you meditate, and then if the meditation went well, you feel amazing, and so it's like nice to be able to smile at people and you feel kind of like really happy.
Yeah.
But I've started getting up in the morning now after that.
Bullshit.
I did. I got up at 8 o'clock this morning.
That's fucking crazy.
Because I was getting up at 6 in the morning there.
To meditate?
Yeah, you have to get up at 6.
Fuck, that would have made
you
you...
don't have to, but...
That would have made you fucking intolerable. Lucky you couldn't talk.
No, just groaning.
So, how long do you meditate for?
45-minute chunks. Which is not actually that long. Like at Vipassana, you do it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
45 minutes is quite good because you sort of get into it, and then you've got because it takes about 10-15 minutes to settle down, and then you've got like a chunk of meditating, and then they ring the whatever that fucking bowl, the singing bowl.
Yeah, the spiritual.
And then
spiritual
the teacher,
bowl.
this guy Stephen Archer, who's a really incredible teacher, he'd do a talk, and so he had been a Buddhist monk for years, and he practiced all these different people. And he was saying that, because his stuff's really based around science, and he was saying it's really only the last couple of years that he's simplified his practice to what he was teaching there, which was so simple. It's just you just sat there, you meditated, and you just felt what was in your body, like what emotion was in there, and whatever came up, you wouldn't attach to it. So it wouldn't be like you know, like just say if you thought I'm fucking anxious because I didn't, you know, pay for the whatever before I left, you would just be like I'm anxious, and you'd stay with the anxiety. And
Right.
what usually would happen if you can stay with it is it would dissipate, and underneath there's the real emotion, or there's the real reason that you're feeling that.
Yeah, right.
So
I
he
gotta-
said that he's been, you know, practicing and teaching for 35 years. He said he realized really all it's about is listening to your heart, which I thought was, and he said that kind of on the last day, and it was like, which I know is like a cliche, but when, you know, like when it's someone like that with that kind of gravitas saying it,
Yeah.
it really resonates. You know, it's not like someone
Yeah.
just got on their bumper sticker or something.
Well, you were feeling pretty anxious going in there, weren't you? And your countenance seems different. Maybe it's the fashion designer outfit, the Karl Lagerfeld. But you do.
I was actually hanging out with a fashion designer. He said, maybe it
that's
was rubbed
why.
off for me.
If you know what my dad used to always say: if you hang around with dogs, you'll catch fleas.
It's true. Yeah, I was nervous. Well, you always, I mean, I think you'd be kind of like, it'd be weird if you weren't nervous about going, because it is hard. And there were definitely times where I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, especially in the first couple of days.
But I mean, but before, like, not associated with the
just
with the
generally.
retreat. Generally, you weren't feeling too good before.
Yeah, man. I think it's just I was doing too much, but I'm stepping away from one of my jobs, which I'm fucking looking forward to. Gonna have all the time.
Yeah. Does your
But
boss
you know, I think it's
listen?
that thing. Was it?
Does your boss listen to this?
Whatever.
Fuck
Well,
that.
they fired me, so it's not like
Fuck
they
that
can't
job.
complain.
Fuck your
Nah,
boss.
it's all good. But yeah, you can't really have 5 jobs. It's stupid. You.
Yeah,
It's a much better number.
especially if you're you or
Yeah.
me or Dan.
Yeah, I see having like half a job. I liked that much better when I was on the dole rapping. That's like half a job.
Yeah, you know, like from observing a lot of politics, whenever there's like some leftist politician, they're like, "Oh, people should only work 20 hours a week," and like it's like, holy fuck, man! Like,
There's a lot.
yeah, I guess, but it's also like so rare that like things politicians say resonate with you. But when they speak to my laziness, I'm like, yeah, you're my
No,
guy.
I can bring it down a bit further, man. 15, 12.
Yeah.
How many hours a week do you reckon you do, Dan?
He's gonna say heaps.
I know he is. They fucking lie to us again.
It's not gonna be true.
Between 10 and 20?
Oh, see, there you go. That's why you're so fresh faced. Like, look at you. You're looking pretty much exactly the same as you did in 2007.
I tell the young people in the last workshop of our program to just like pursue whatever they give a fuck about wholeheartedly, and then I kind of share my experience with doing that with music. Just like, yeah, didn't fucking like get me anything material or any money, but like I learnt A, that I can survive and be broke, and B, that I don't tell the kids this, but you know what I did learn was fucking, I'm not gonna work 40 hours a week for someone else ever.
Nah.
Fuck that.
Well, it's funny. There's a young woman who's doing the set design for the play, and we were just chatting at the end of the thing, and then she was like, "So, how did you get into youth work? Because she's interested in it. She'd be really amazing, actually." But and I was just like, "Well, I mean, I did rap music for ages, and it didn't really work out, and then I just ended up fucking getting this."
Yeah.
So yeah, just be a rapper for fucking 20 years, and then you be a shoo-in.
Yeah, I think you do kind of. It's kind of like relationships, right? Oh wait, no, you learn from relationships the opposite way. But
What the
with
fuck are you talking about?
I don't really know, but just saying that like from doing music, you just kind of learn that you can survive and that you'd rather be poor and do things for yourself, pursue things you give a fuck about, than have money and do something soulless.
But I think that's the problem, though, is that I've really noticed that if you have had a certain amount of comfort, I think people find it really hard to step away from that.
Yeah.
You know, if they've grown up with that.
Yeah. That's what always buzzes me out about those like people from wealthy families who want to be artists and they go real hard out and like, you know, they like, how would you describe it?
Suck.
Yeah, but like, they'll wear shitty. They'll purposefully make their circumstances like that of a poor artist and dress shitty and yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me.
Because Dan like lives like a fucking like a middle class suburbanite.
Yeah, he always has he's got a drawer full of different pills and stuff that.
True.
So what made you guys review fucking Breaking Bad?
Well, I've done some reflecting. I feel like
post the episode.
Yeah,
You've reflected.
Yeah, I've reflected. I think it was a pretty selfish move on my part because I just wanted to like shit on that show heaps.
It is a terrible show.
Oh, it's so bad. And because someone actually suggested we watch this movie on Netflix.
What's the movie?
Oh, what's it called? I feel like ending things or some shit.
Oh, is it on Netflix? The one by the guy that wrote Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Don't know. Perhaps.
That looks incredible.
Yeah,
oh, right. Yeah, another one.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Well, because not next week, but the week after I'm going on camp. So why don't we do 2 episodes next week so that we got one for when I'm away, and one of them can be that.
Okay.
We'll do one with a guest.
Yeah.
Look, the listeners are listening to the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's about the girl, right? She goes to stay with the dude's parents.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking vague, Dan. It's about the girl.
Oh,
It's about
the girl.
It's got a girl in it.
it's
Holy
constantly replaying her in a monologue.
It's got a girl in it. It might pass the... What is it? The Begnal?
Yeah, I know the word you mean. I'm dyslexic. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it will though, because it's. Oh shit! There's a big loud bang outside.
Is Dave
When
okay?
you're in Wellington, it's always like when you're chilling, and then you're like, "Oh, this whole place could fall down any second."
Yeah. Love Wellington.
Dan, can you edit that pause out? Fuck, he's not even going to, is he?
I fucking am.
Fucking bullshit.
Oh.
You don't know what goes on here.
So we had a huge response to the episode with Mudder. I don't think I've had as much correspondence as that.
Who have you been corresponding with?
Fuck, all sorts of people, like luminaries of the journalistic profession.
Do any of them want to come on the podcast? We need some guests.
Did anyone tell you why they watch it on YouTube?
Why are people watching it on YouTube?
I think someone
I
must
didn't even know we had a YouTube.
Someone
What are they watching? Are you putting the video up?
Nah. But
Jeez, what's going on? Are people filming this?
I just put the episodes up there, and which is actually
We're actually getting more plays than I thought. How many plays do we get on the YouTube?
For
that one, quite a lot, eh?
Yeah, a lot.
How many?
It's like just under 300 at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, so we also got approached by Stuff who wanted to use audio from the episode with Mudder, but I think I got some insight into why he wanted to talk to us, and he's not super keen on dealing with those bigger media organizations because of some of as a moral stance, which I respect.
Burning in this hotel room.
What the fuck? But the really nice thing too was like heaps of people, and I don't know, because lots of people were messaging talking about how like courageous and how much they appreciated Mudder speaking out on that. And I didn't really want to encourage people to message him in case that was like a bombardment for him, but I let him know though that heaps of people were showing their appreciation for that, which I thought was pretty special.
Are we going to try and get Alice Sneddon on?
Yeah, more people have been requesting Alice Sneddon.
Why don't you hit her up?
I will hit her up.
Oh, come on then.
How do you think? I feel like I should address her full name, like.
Oh, she's definitely one of those full name people.
Yeah, right. I get that impression. Hello, Alice Sneddon.
Like Jared Abbott.
Yeah.
He's a full name guy.
Do you guys want to draft the approach to Alice Sneddon live on the podcast?
Hey, Alice Sneddon, we do a podcast. No one listens to it, but we'd love to have you come on.
Pretty good.
Yeah, people like that kind of thing. Self-effacing, simple, to the point. And maybe we'll send her the photo of Dan in the shower.
That you can get in trouble for that, I think.
Yeah, true.
But Can go one or two ways.
Could be worth the risk.
I reckon it'll go the positive way.
Well, if,
I'm gonna do something if there's fucking hundreds of photos of Dan this year I've got.
if Dan's game, then.
Mm.
Also speaking of Mara, have you seen all the news coming out about Billy Jr.?
Now, what's he done now?
Oh shit! So his accountant and other people from within his party went to the Electoral Commission to complain about, I guess, financial malpractice
On his part.
Yeah, so his own accountant, and so that they've declared their finances, but the people from the inside say there's heaps of undeclared money, and all the money goes into a bank account that the signatories are Billy TK and this other guy, I think Stephen Ma, and it's set up under a business. But so the Electoral Commission...
Who's giving them money? Like what? So like those drongos that
Yeah, but
follow
like...
the party?
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it's...
like rich people.
Nah, but you add it up, though, and you don't need heaps.
Fuck, maybe we should start a political party then rather than do this fucking podcast.
I've been considering that, except I live in Australia. But, so his accountant... Wait.
You could be like the punching politician. You get
Yeah.
back into punching people again.
It just...
We don't
like,
really have that in New Zealand.
Nah.
It's really big in like
Just-
Serbia and that, you know, the Eastern Europe. They love, you know.
Did
that kind of
Muldoon threaten someone physically?
There's been a bit of threatening, like Winston Peters likes threatening people and stuff, but someone that, you know, bit drunk and punchy.
Someone that actually do it. You know how they have that, what's that political...
Yeah, that's what their slogan could be, I'll actually do it. They're like,
Fucking... And it could be like, our party slogan could be integrity. I'll actually do it.
a photo of you like punching towards the camera. Fuck yeah, it writes itself.
Be pretty good. Speaking of slogans and billboards, did you guys see that somewhere, I think it was up north, there's a advanced New Zealand party billboard and it's placed over the fire warning sign, which is just the most incredible metaphor I've ever seen in my life, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy how many people turned up to that protest, though.
Yeah, so a photo emerged from that protest of Billy with one of the other speakers, a guy, Lee Williams. People may or may not know Lee Williams. He's a like boomer YouTuber guy who talks about the Great Replacement and all this other shit. A month before the mosque attack, he recorded a video at the mosque talking about Muslims hitting heaps of the talking points that were in the shooter's manifesto. And so post the shooting, he was spoken to by police twice. There's this photo from the march of him and Billy, like arms around each other, big hearty smiles. It's pretty fucking gross.
Mm-hmm.
It's really. I mean, I know we talked about this before, but just how there just doesn't seem to be any fucking moral compass at all. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
because even, you know, like David Seymour, fucking Judith Collins, like, they're pieces of shit, obviously, but they sort of, there's still some direction to it, whereas with him it just seems to be like just completely fucking all over the place.
Yeah, well, so they have like, you're kind of clear about what their objectives are, right?
Yeah, like they just want to make a lot of fucking money
Yeah.
and make poor people and brown people suffer.
Yeah.
Whereas with him, it's like, it just seems like he's going for everything at once. Like and that's what's going to fuck him up, right? Is he's obviously kind of like just greedy and.
Yeah.
What are you typing, Dan? You writing down what I'm saying?
Nope.
Jesus Christ!
Right,
Are you the one that's filming me?
I want
Wasn't
this.
that Todd rolling a smoke?
Yeah, it was. I want this all written down, Dan. Everything.
Yeah, fucking take some notes, you can.
Everything.
We're not doing a podcast anymore. We're just going to post a transcript that you write up.
Oh,
Make me sound good. Make me sound wittier than I am.
I forgot to say though, but the Electoral Commission cleared the news because it was a complaint against the New Zealand Public Party, and they cleared them because they're not a registered political party, so the election commission can't even do anything with them. But so they got cleared, not because they didn't do anything shady, just because they're not under that jurisdiction, and they came out like on their page and saying cleared of any wrongdoing, and all the people on their page are like, oh, I'm so glad, like we knew it would all be bullshit. You guys are like transparent. And then this guy that wants to be prime minister, Billy, was like, oh, I'm not very good with money. I just keep the donations in a tin under my bed. It's like, you can't be the prime minister, cunt.
Fuck, you're deep down the rabbit hole, Todd.
Oh,
My friend actually that I was hanging out with, the fashion designer, said that.
right.
Like your friend Todd's really really doing his research on the fucking public party.
Oh,
And he doesn't do things by halves. You should have seen when he was into fucking punching people.
So it's not just that too. Like I'm real deep into like understanding QAnon, and I'm like spending so much time.
You should spend some time on some other things too.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about you.
I play some PlayStation. I do a bit of work, bit of exercise.
I'm really interested in. I haven't done any research on it yet, but I've found some. I've actually just bought a book about combining Marxist and anarcho politics with mindfulness.
Oh yeah.
Well, because the thing that happens, and you'd know this from being a youth worker, right? I mean, we've literally discussed this before as youth workers, but, you know, like, so all the youth work, most of the youth work I've done has been based around mindfulness, and I think it's a really effective way, obviously, to regulate anxiety and trauma and depression. And, you know, if you come from a marginalized background, you're probably going to have those things, right? But the issue comes to if you only got that, then you get to a point where, like, you know, why am I suffering? Why am I in this position? Why am I marginalized? And so I think that you want to have that political basis to it, because then you can say, and also it's not just saying, which I've heard people say before, is like, well, we've got capitalism, so we may as well figure out how to exist within it. It's like, nah, like, let's figure out how to feel as good as we can within it, but let's also figure out how to undermine it and understand it structurally.
Yeah, that's like saying, oh, go into this camp, you're going to be handcuffed, but we'll just keep the handcuffs on and learn how to do things. Whereas like saying, no, understanding the system we're living in is like, all right, you're stuck here, but we can take these handcuffs off and you can like attempt to do some different things. Or
yes, that was a little bit all over the place, but more or less what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Speaking of meditative practices, I spoke to a friend today, and she, actually the same friend who wanted us to do a video, who probably doesn't want us to do.
Dan.
Yeah. And she does, what's it called, endomorphy or something, where you like take bugs and put them in frames.
You gonna say that again?
It's the
Endomorphy.
Yeah, it's
you
the
put
practice
bugs in
of
frames.
like butterflies, scorpions.
What did the bugs do?
They're dead.
Like bug taxidermy. Kind
Yeah. Like
Look at
bugs,
the look on Dan's face. She's lucky we're not filming this. Dan's got an incredulous look on his face.
Bugs taxidermy, I guess. But yes. So I talked to her today about developing a program for young people.
They murdered bugs.
No, the bugs are already dead.
I bet they're not, because they would have decomposed. You want them when they're fresh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know about the ethical side.
You don't know shit about bugs taxidermy.
Where the bugs come from. But I thought that would be quite a cool meditative practice to work with young people, doing a program where they...
Fuck, man, my anarcho fucking meditation fucking revolution group is going to be way harder.
Well, I think there's a metaphor there for about bugs and the capitalism that are subjected to. So.
You're going to hit us with another analogy, are you?
Yeah.
Come on, let's hear it.
Fuck, I've actually been, like, I think I've done 3 different analogies this week in different conversations. They've all been terrible. And whenever you go through a trot like that, I'm like, I'm just turning into my father. Hi, Dad. Love you. Yeah.
Analogies are fucking really hard to do on the fly. I've never managed to pull them off. I can't even fucking do them properly. Like in the play, I was trying to do this analogy for ages. Oh, fucking give this away, doesn't matter. But I was trying to do one for ages. I wanted to talk about not the financial hierarchy, but the respectability hierarchy within the arts. So, you know, like, because you know when you're rapping, Like there were times where we were actually making some alright money at shows, you know what I mean? But like outside of the hip hop community, if you told someone you're a rapper, that you may as well say that you fucking, clean public toilets or something. Like it's or like that you ride unicycles for a living. It's like, do you know what I mean? And like, but
I think we all have collective scarring from the experience of pretending we weren't rappers or.
Yeah, but then it's like I know poets, especially down in Wally, who like couldn't get 10 people to come to their show, but are lauded like fucking. Do you know what I mean? And like I mean they're talented and whatever, but it's that kind of thing where it's like there's no populism to it all. It's all just about disrespectability. Or opera's a perfect example. Like that only exists because the fucking government funds it. It's the only reason it exists.
Yeah, yeah.
But why? Like, who the fuck goes to opera? You've been to opera? It's the most boring fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I went to one once because I was just like, surely there's a reason why people like this shit. It was just terrible, man.
No, it's like
I'd rather punch myself in the dick all day than fucking watch that shit.
The same concept as high tea, right? It's just a thing rich people do. Like, have you seen a picture of high tea? Those sandwiches look shit. But
high tea?
Yeah.
What the fuck is high tea? I don't even know what it is.
Well, you have those little sandwiches, and I guess you drink tea or something. But you have to put the sandwiches in like a multi-leveled piece of silverware. And yeah, you got to wear a monocle or something.
Do you like Mitch Hedberg's joke about club sandwiches?
It's very good. Yeah. What does he say? It's like, I want a toothpick in it. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, this meeting is over.
I don't even know how I got in this club.
I reckon that repeating other comedians' jokes badly is the only thing that's worse than telling someone your dreams.
Yeah. No.
It's funny coming out of this meditation retreat actually because I was like it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Like it's literally changed my life on no uncertain terms. But I came out of it and I was trying to tell people about it, and they were looking at me like you when you try and tell someone it's a crazy dream you've had.
Yeah, well,
they got that look in their eye where it's just glazed and like, when is he going to stop fucking talking?
Yeah, I'm gonna insert here that perhaps speaking about your meditation retreat ranks somewhere near recounting your dreams. Or
I reckon there's at least one listener that's getting something out of this. Another thing that he said on that was one of the most important things that you can do, which just really resonated with me, and especially with the work that we do, Todd, is learn to regulate your emotions. And how to do, and using meditation to do that. So rather than because he was saying that he's done heaps of meditation practice where you block your emotions, you block your thoughts, but he was saying rather than do that, you lean into them and through that learn to regulate. So he's saying, like when you get anxious, like learn that feeling, that tightness in your stomach, that means anxiety. And so that when your body is reacting like that, you just, what emotion is coming up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that
interesting.
Makes sense to me.
And I really had an epiphany as well, which is super obvious, but it was like, just because everyone was sort of sharing, I guess, their pain and anxieties and stuff. And then that's that realization that everyone's just going through shit, and like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When you're sharing your pain and anxieties, was Christina? Did she say I went through a real difficult breakup? a couple years ago. Would have been good.
Should we do a meditation and get out of here?
Fuck, that's not long enough.
How long has it been?
Fuck all.
How long has it been, Dan?
40 minutes.
Yeah.
I got some news. So, during the week, I started a new Twitter account that's like called Save the Children Weekly Tally, and so just
obsessed.
Yeah, I am totally obsessed. But each week on Monday, I'm gonna report the stats for Save the Children, and it'll be like week ending, then the date, children saved this week 0, and then children saved so far 0. And I started it, and like I've only got 2 followers on it, but they're fucking Save the Children people.
Well, when I posted that research poem on Instagram making fun of all that shit. I got a bunch of followers who are hard out into that stuff, and one of them likes all my shit. Like they haven't unfollowed me. Like they haven't figured out that I was taking the piss.
Oh, so they think it's pro the movement.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think of a line in that that's like real obvious. Well, the whole thing's real obvious, but I guess you're not like really dealing with the most scrubbed potatoes in the bunch. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thank you. I just did that on the fly.
No, that was great.
Thanks. I'm fucking working on it. Another thing I am obsessed with is I just noticed last week, I think it was around the tax policy of Labour, and so a lot of the Green MPs were coming out and being pretty assertive about their displeasure with Labour's tax policy, and I noticed this same trend that I observed from watching the Democratic primary with Bernie Sanders and Biden and whatnot. But I saw like New Zealand Libs and New Zealand Labour supporters, particularly that same guy that called Ricardo March a egoist.
Actually, that's the first guy to get a punch when you get back.
Oh yeah.
I saw him on Twitter too. He had a really annoying face.
Yeah, it's weird because sometimes, like, because he's super anti-national and he's quite a good source of information because he's obviously a political insider. So there's some real worthwhile stuff on his feed, but he did this fucking, like, concern trolling post where he was talking about, pretty much the gist of it was like, I'm a Green voter and I'll probably vote Green, but the behavior of some of their supporters and MPs, it was doing that whole shit they did about Bernie Sanders supporters, where they were like,
Bernie bros.
Yeah, I'll abandon my values because people are being mean, and I haven't actually seen the evidence of the people being mean either.
But also, has people not been mean before? It's really fucking fun. If someone sucks, being mean to them is like the fucking awesome. Like,
yeah, well, I responded.
Why wouldn't you want to be mean to someone that's a fucking full of shit cunt?
Yeah, I responded to him. I was just like, be a fucking adult, like put on your big boy pants and like shoulder the burden of your beliefs. Like the majority
Did he reply?
Nah. Oh, he did actually at first, because that was my second response. My first response, I forget what I said, but he said something like, yes, I would suggest that people be nice to you if they want your vote. And it's like, well, I'm not a fucking baby, so I don't need people to be nice to me. Like, this is about values and what you...
You get this Joker on the bloody thing.
I don't think that'll go well. But
we
yeah.
haven't really had anyone on that we just don't like.
Nah, we should do it one day, I suppose.
Well, now that they won't be within striking distance.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't like Christina, and she's been a guest.
What does he mean about Christina?
What about...
You're just angry about the fucking almonds.
And the UFC.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fair enough.
I've never been so fucking hurt before. Like, when you think you have a, like, tight bond with someone, and then
they don't like the UFC.
They don't understand how important the UFC is to you. And they kind of... It's the same thing as the, being a rapper. Like in the UFC is real similar.
Someone starts going, yo, 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 and waving their hands in your face when you tell them what you do.
Yeah.
You remember that? Do you reckon that still happens?
Oh, my God. I remember DJing once in Melbourne and some guys walked in the room just in the entrance as soon as they heard the music. But that's a very Melbourne thing to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a place of shame and embarrassment.
Yeah, that's peak Melbourne shit. What did I think?
Your thoughts are your the main?
Somewhere inside my mind. Did you guys see the Action Zealandia guys? Did a little...
Yeah.
They got together 4 of their buddies and hung a banner from is it the Kingsland Bridge? Bond Street in Kingsland. Hung a banner saying justice for, what's his name? Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Is that the guy that shot all the people in Norway or whatever?
Nah, the guy that shot the protesters in the States.
Oh yeah, that little fat kid.
Yeah, stupid kid. I can see why these guys like him because he's much like they are, and apparently has a bit more balls than they do. But they're saying that he's a political prisoner, and last night in my rabbit holing, I did some searching and I found like a chan that these guys post on, like fascists from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And fuck, it's a lot. So it's real hilarious, some of it. Then some of it's real upsetting. Like the fucking language they use is awful. Like it's just racial slurs and homophobic slurs.
Is there any way of knowing who they are?
Yeah, so that's something I wanted to get onto, and so there's a couple of groups in New Zealand who do work around identifying fascists, and I thought getting on one of those people from one of those organizations. There's one called Papamoa, I think. I checked out.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I checked out their Twitter today, and they kind of, I don't think I'd call it doxing in this case, but they kind of expose these people because they like to operate in the shadows, right? Like they cover their faces, and a lot of them go through military training, which is a little bit concerning.
I don't know if the New Zealand military is particularly flash, though, is it?
Nah, and the other thing that kind of alleviates that concern is, did you guys see ages ago when they like released some video and photos of their like workouts they do?
No, the army or the fascists.
The fascists. So they're like, because they're into action, so they do cleanups. So they'll go like to a beach and clean up litter, which is just a hilarious thought to me.
What the fascists do?
Yeah.
Oh, because a lot of fascists are into environmentalism, eh? Like, it wasn't even like Hitler, like into, because the Germans, like the Nazis, not the Germans, sorry, the Nazis were into, get that out there. The Nazis were into the environment and going tramping and
because
vegetarianism and shit.
Yeah, well, because they're trying to promote this idea that this is their country, you know, so showing some care for it. They released some footage of them sparring and stuff, and you can just like look at a still photo and you can see, these cunts can't fucking fight for shit. So yeah, should they run into people who have 4 or more friends than them, they'll be in trouble. But
see, this again, like your punching party,
could be
one of the things.
Could be the hot ticket in the next.
Fucking you and Louis Tui.
Yeah, who else could we?
He'd be your right hand man.
Fuck, I'd like to have like Lucky Lance as Minister of what would he? Yeah, Minister of fuck off. Minister of terrifying fascists. So some things I saw on the Chan, they speak on anonymously. So they liaise with like other groups from around the world, and they talk all this shit. But so there's a lot of guys in there who are like, nah, they've given up. They're like, nah, everything's fucked. We live in an ethno state, blah blah blah. And then so they're all bickering. So they can only get 4 people to their thing, and then amongst themselves they're all bickering whether it's worth like fighting for or. And then there's heaps of them who are just sad and dejected and have given up on having
depressed fascists.
Yeah, having a white race. But then there's this one guy, and I think he's an organizer from Action Zealandia, and he was like, my girlfriend is Māori, but she's only like 10%, and she has red hair and green eyes. And then there's this other guy who came in. And he was asking if he could join up with them, but he was like, I'm half Asian. He didn't use the word Asian. He used the derogatory term. And they're like, nah, sorry, mate. Like, and then he was like, well, what am I going to do? Because I don't want to like, and then he was like, well, I'm going to breed the Asian out of me. And they're like, then they got real angry. They're like, don't you dare breed with a Caucasian. Like, you need to breed with another, like, well, I can't use the terms they were using.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They're fucking horrible. But it was just like, Oh no, it was such a weird fucking world to delve into. Fucking
I don't know how you can do that.
yeah, it was a little bit heavy, but it was, if there wasn't the depressed fascists who were just like, "Oh, give it up, mate. Nothing's gonna. What are you gonna do? Clean up some beaches?" And they're like, that. If it wasn't for that,
It sounds so weird.
Quality.
Why would you want to make your life just so much more shit than it already is?
yeah, and so something that's real obvious too. I guess this is a sad part of it all. Is they're really just searching for community, and like if they,
But isn't it? Don't you think that's what everyone is?
yeah, of course, that's the root of like most of society's
Like
ills.
there's no community anymore, and everyone's just kind of looking for it. And
Yeah, but it's like
some people go down some weird roads.
yeah, if I U-turn my work and started trying to help fascists, my thing would just be like, oh, you can like create a community that's like not built around hate. Did you have heaps of skins in Nelson, Dan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
heaps.
Yeah, it's always weird to me. I thought they were killed off, but they've
You know,
kind of
interesting thing about skinheads. So when I started being part of the punk scene in New Zealand, which would have been '93, I guess, like there was a story that everyone would tell about how a lot of people that were in there now chased the skinheads out of Auckland.
yeah,
Like they got together, all the different punks. I don't know how fucking true this is, but this was the story was that the crust punks and the hardcore kids and everyone got together and chased these people out.
yeah, right.
But there was still like maybe 3 of them left.
Mm.
And Ra, mate, used to fucking antagonize this one dude who was just like, the story was that he had killed someone with a screwdriver. And I remember one time him chasing us around through Albert Park with an actual branch, it was like basically a tree, trying to hit us with it.
He was in touch with his roots.
He was.
Yeah, I'd tend to believe that story because I remember, because I would go between Auckland and New Plymouth, and like you just would not see skinheads in Auckland, and they were prevalent in New Plymouth. And then I travelled down the South Island when I was young too, where it was even worse. Like I was at a
Maybe we could try and find someone from back then who would
like a reformed one.
like someone who did the chasing out. I know a few
Okay.
people that used to tell that story.
That would actually be a cool deep dive into like culture, history, and
You'd have to be fucking crazy to be a skinhead, especially in Auckland, like central Auckland in the fucking 80s and shit.
well, that's what surprised me about these guys doing the action in fucking Kingsland. I was like, I mean, they've been very low key, obviously. Like, I don't think they'd go out and tend to meet.
But you know, like if you just turn up somewhere and do that, most people are going to be like intimidated. It'd be different if they were like, we're doing an action at this place at this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus,
Right.
you know, like most of the violent people, you know, are opportunists more than
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yo, that's what I'm hoping. So I'm like, I want to do more exposing of these guys, so our violent friends we know, should they should they spot them right? Because I just think,
Most of the violent people I know have moved to Melbourne, though,
yeah,
much to the chagrin of Australians.
there's fucking plenty still back home.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I don't think these guys should be out in the open air like that, fucking protesting for justice for little racist murderers.
That fucking little asshole.
Yeah, little prick.
All right, should we wrap this up? Do you want to do a meditation?
Yeah, sure.
You want to do a meditation, Dan?
Not really, I'm starving.
Oh, you fucking prick. All right, we'll do a meditation next week then.
No, you have to do it now because next week it won't be topical. You've come back and
Well, it's barely topical anyway. I got all these things I'm going to talk about the fucking thing, and you didn't even let me talk about it. You're going to talk about...
you talked about your meditation retreat for like a third of the podcast.
Fucking didn't. I'd like to hear from the listeners about that.
Dan, can you do a minute count on percent, and then I'd like it in a Venn diagram. Time spent talking about Dom's fucking meditation
Fuck
retreat.
all. Dan's not going to fucking do that. Dan's not going to edit out the shit that we asked him to edit out.
And then the Venn
You
diagram.
might get lucky.
I'll tell you, when we're off here, I'll tell you a story about Dan not editing something out that's come back to bite us in the ass.
Uh-oh.
All right, actually, and this came up right before in the meditation treat, so I had a long time to fucking think about it too.
Oh, good.
All right, put your beer down, Todd. You can't meditate with a beer in your hand. Dan, sit back.
I don't buy that.
Straight back. Sit. Okay, all right, listeners, Dan, Todd.
Listeners, if you're driving,
Put the fucking cigarette down.
I can't. It's halfway. It's halfway lit.
What the fuck? I can't meditate with a fucking cigarette, you fucking moron.
It's a relaxation tool.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm making a mockery of this fucking thing.
It's more for the listeners.
Oh, let's just do this next week.
I can regulate my emotions. It's more for
Oh, you
the
fucking cunt.
for the losers at home whose emotions are out of fucking control. Let's do it. We have to do it now.
All right.
Just focus.
Straight back. Hey, shut the fuck up. All right, everyone. Everyone shut the fuck up. Get a straight back. All right. Now, either close your eyes or if you don't feel comfortable, just stare at the ground with a soft gaze. Okay, now take some deep, deliberate breaths into the belly and out. In and out. And just breathe in your own time. Don't worry about keeping in time with me. And the next out breath, just let your breathing return to normal. Now we're just going to do a gentle body scan. So I'm going to start at the top of the head. I'm going to move down the body, and each part of your body you go past, we're just going to relax it. So start, just relax your forehead, your eyes, cheeks, relax your mouth, relax your jaw where you store lots of tension, the neck. Just keep moving down your body all the way down to your toes. And now I want you to bring your attention to your breath. Just feeling your belly rise and fall. Imagine it's like waves at a beach, coming in and out. If your mind wanders, ketipai, just bring it back to the breath each time. No judgment, don't beat yourself up. What we're doing is we're training our mind to have focus. Now I want you to picture someone that you're really close with, or it could even be an animal or pet. Something or someone that just makes you really happy, really excited whenever you see them. And I want you to picture that person's sitting in front of you right now. You feel all that love and joy and excitement that they bring, and you might even want to smile at them. Just let all that love move through your body with each breath. Now I want you to turn around, and all that love that you're feeling for them, I want you to put that onto yourself. Feel all that love for yourself. Feel all that excitement for yourself, all that joy for yourself. Again, if the mind wanders, just bring it back. focusing on all the other half that you're feeling for yourself. Now we're just going to gently come back into the room. So just moving your toes, moving your fingers, feeling the weight of your body on the chair, on the bed or the floor, wherever you're sitting. The next out breath, just gently open your eyes. Namaste, assholes.
I pictured Bernie Sanders because I don't love anyone that I know personally as much as him.
Bernie fucking Sanders,
Yeah,
mate.
I just think he's like adorable. He's kind of like a baby duck, but in the body of an old man.
Fucking duck.
If you had a car accident while you were doing,
Don't tell me about it.
we don't have lawyers at this point.
Dan will sell his house to buy you a new car.
Well, Dan's in trouble with the body corporate. They want a lot of fucking money out of him, so that might be a no-go as well. So sign up to the Patreon. I guess this isn't for the people who just crashed their car, but people who didn't have a car crash, sign up to the Patreon and donate to our legal fund.
Awesome.
I had something else to add.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I need to piss.
I spent my whole meditation thinking about how Dan was hungry. That's how empathetic I am.
You thinking how Dan was hungry?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your meditation, Dan?
Almost.
What happened?
What happened?
There was two huge bangs and my neighbour or something.
No, it didn't. They didn't come from.
You're not meant to attach to those thoughts, Dan. We'll have to do another meditation.
Do you remember the part where Dom
have
said, "If your mind wanders, just bring it back. Don't
Yeah.
judge yourself." You've gotten pretty good at that, Dom. I've got to say.
Thank you.
You're like a legit guru now.
Yeah. I was
Um.
freestyling a bit there because I'm a bit drunk, but you know.
Yeah. Sweet. It's all good. Hey, enjoy Wellington, eh?
Thanks, fellas.
Maybe you should go out with Marek and Carver tonight.
Oh, I forgot that they're here. Maybe I messaged them.
Yeah. Should go out on the town like we used to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Toodaloo, fellas.